In today's video, I'm going to teach you what cutting-edge science has to say about the relationship between our vocal qualities like pitch, rate, and volume and our success at mating. And let's face it, who doesn't want to be more successful at mating? I'm Bruce Lambert from HowCommunicationWorks.com, a channel where I teach you about communication skills so you can be more successful at work, you can improve your relationships, and have more confidence. Let's get started. So I was browsing Twitter today, as I do too much to get my news about science and public affairs. And I saw this headline about a study that had just been published. It's actually not even published yet, but it came out on electronically first, about the relationship between vocal pitch, rate, and volume and success at mating. And I thought, oh, I've got to tell people on my YouTube channel about this paper. So I want to just briefly tell you how the study was done and then what they found and what it might mean. So obviously, this is a paper published in a journal called Evolution and Human Behavior. And the title of the paper was Human Vocal Behavior Within Competitive and Courtship Contexts and Its Relation to Mating Success. That's a complex, jargon-filled title, but these are evolutionary psychologists who want to study how things like vocal qualities relate to things like mating success. The idea is that everything about us, every characteristic we have, was selected by evolution in the sense that over billions of years, characteristics that allowed us to reproduce were selected. So if any trait made us more likely to mate and pass on our genes, it would carry forward into the present because it was a successful trait. So something about these vocal characteristics, which made us more successful in mating, makes these characteristics more present today. So that's why kind of an article like this ends up in a journal about evolutionary psychology or evolution and human behavior. The authors were Alexandre Suire, if I'm pronouncing that right, Michel Renaud, and Melissa Bancat de Fratis. This is done in a university in France, at the University of Montpellier in France. Let me tell you a little bit how they did this study. They wanted to look at the association between vocal qualities like pitch, how high or low, rate, how fast or slow, and volume, how loudly or how softly people spoke, and their success at mating. So I'll tell you how they measured both of those things. They used 68 women and 56 men. These were all heterosexual men and women, French heterosexual men and women, age about 23. So these were college students that they used in this study to measure their vocal qualities. They had them play a kind of dating game and recorded their vocal qualities and then used computers to analyze pitch, rate, volume, and so on. And to measure their success at mating, they actually asked them to recall in the past year how many different sexual partners they had had. So those are the simple measures. So what the study is really trying to do is find out what is it about pitch, rate, and volume that might predict or at least be correlated with the number of sexual partners a person had in the past year. So that's the study. It's pretty straightforward. So what did they find? The headline is, in men, louder voices and faster talkers, or louder voices and faster rate of speech, were associated with a larger number of self-reported partners, sexual partners, in the previous year. So I guess if we're going to turn this into advice for people looking to be more successful at mating, men, we want to say, speak more loudly and speak faster. And you're going to be more successful at mating. So good luck with that, and leave me comments below and tell me if that works for you. So when you're dating and talking to women that you're attracted to, this is true. We only know from this study for heterosexual French men and women. So we'll see if it translates to my English speaking audience. And for women, they found that a breathier voice like that, I suppose, was associated with a higher number of self-reported sexual partners in the last year. So if women are looking for advice about how to appear more attractive or how to have more success at mating, speak in a breathier voice. And men want to speak more loudly and faster. And apparently this is going to make us seem more attractive. So that's the headline. If you're looking for tips about your vocal quality to allow you to have more success at mating, that's it. Men speak louder, speak faster. Women speak in a more breathy way. There was also one more finding for women, that the longer they spoke, that is, the more words they spoke in their particular dating game, that the higher the number of sexual partners they reported in the past year. I'm not exactly sure what to make of that. So why is this the case? The authors offer several explanations, and it's not completely clear, but it seems like for men, for example, loudness may communicate something about power, social status, authority, even physical size that may make you a more attractive mate. And for women, breathiness, the authors argue, also may signal femininity or attractiveness in some other way. And there's a bunch of other studies cited in this paper which talk about the relationship between vocal qualities and people's perception of you. I was really fascinated to learn, for example, that lower voiced men are seen as more attractive generally, are seen as more dominant generally. Higher pitched women and lower pitched men are seen as a higher infidelity risk. So if you speak with a low voice, and women, if you speak with a high voice, you're seen as a higher infidelity risk. So clearly pitch, rate, and volume are signaling something about our attractiveness and our suitability as mates. And people of the opposite sex are reading into these vocal qualities about attractiveness and about suitability as sexual partners. And this ends up causing this association between these vocal qualities and success at mating, as reported by self-reports of the number of partners in the past year. So what are some caveats about this? What should we not necessarily trust about this finding? Well, this was not a randomized trial, right? So the classic cautions about correlation not being causation have to come in here. So what this says is that men who spoke more loudly and more fastly or faster reported more sexual partners. But it doesn't say which one caused which, right? Because especially they were reporting sexual partners in the past and their vocal quality was recorded in the present. So maybe the causality runs in the other direction. Maybe a large number of sexual partners in the past causes men to speak more loudly and more quickly. Maybe it gives them more confidence, and confidence is what really causes us to speak loudly and quickly. Similarly, the women's previous success at mating might make them speak in a more breathy way. It's just hard to know. We don't know causality. So this wasn't a randomized trial where we randomly put people in groups, taught them to speak in a louder or faster voice, or taught women to speak in a breathier voice, and then followed them over time and looked at how many sexual partners they have. If we did that, we would really know whether these vocal qualities caused the success. All we know now is that these vocal qualities are correlated with success at mating. So do with that information what you will. I thought it was amusing and entertaining and enlightening. So I thank those authors for writing this interesting paper. And go ahead and give it a try. For men, speak more loudly, speak more quickly, see if that increases your success at mating. For women, speak in a more breathy voice and see if that increases your success at mating. Leave me some comments below. If you enjoy this kind of video, I hope you consider subscribing to our channel or giving us a like. Clicking the little notification icon below. I'd appreciate all those things. Or going over to howcommunicationworks.com, our website and blog, where you can sign up for our mailing list and we'll let you know when there are new videos. Or you can look at the one-on-one coaching offer at howcommunicationworks.com if you think one-on-one coaching might benefit you. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.